Alright, hello, welcome all, welcome in another important video. I hope you all are doing great. This video is gonna be really interesting because in this video we will see how we can connect our Docker instance terminal with our local Windows CMD, and we are gonna use SSH protocol for that. So let's see how we can do that. But before that, let's try to understand which problem statement we are trying to solve. Okay, so let me explain you what is problem with our cloud terminal, then we will try to understand how we can solve this. Okay, so I'm gonna go into Docker Playground and I will launch new instance. So here we have our Docker instance, and this is our Docker instance cloud terminal. Alright, we have seen this multiple times and it works fine. Okay, unless and until you want to copy something in this terminal. Let's say there is one command. Okay, command could be anything. Let's say I'll try to copy this and I will try to paste it. If I try to paste it, if you see here, these are normal default browser options. There is no option to paste my command. Okay, so this is the problem that I'm facing quite often, and going forward, if we want to work with Docker, we will have to copy multiple files path, then we have to copy multiple commands. So in that case we will need copy paste feature, because it will certainly save a lot of time, and that's the reason why we want to access this terminal using our normal Windows CMD so that we can copy paste our commands. Well, I'm pretty sure there will be many more other use cases of doing that, but for now I can remember only this. So here we have our SSH key. Okay, so whatever the necessary things we need to connect our local terminal with our cloud terminal, we already have it here. Okay, so I thought let's connect, and if I summarize our problem statement, so just remember, we want to copy some commands inside our cloud terminal, but we cannot do that. That is the reason we will connect our local Windows CMD with our cloud terminal so that we can copy paste our commands locally. Okay, I hope you have understood what we are trying to do here. Okay, so now the bigger question might be in your mind: what is SSH? If you don't know anything about SSH or never heard this word before, so I will suggest you do not look into this, because it's going to be a complete different topic and it will take a lot of time to understand how this works and what is public private key and what is secured shell. I will not recommend you to understand SSH completely. Just remember, SSH is a magical way which connects our local terminal with our cloud terminal. I will try to explain SSH in a brief. The full form of SSH is secured shell, and SSH is a protocol. So like we have HTTP, HTTPS, TCP, etc. protocols. In the same way, SSH is one of the protocol that we normally use to connect or enable communication between two different computers. Okay, ideally we use SSH to connect our cloud with our local terminal so that we can communicate with our cloud easily, and that's what we are trying to do in our case as well. And as we already discussed, SSH helps us to connect our local terminal with the remote server terminal. Okay, so I think that's enough for the introduction of SSH. Alright, so once we are clear with why we want to do it and what we want to do it, now the next appropriate question is how we gonna do it. So here is this way. There are two steps. So let me explain you one by one. Okay, so here they have mentioned our server host. So this is our SSH host. Well, let me show you what happens if I directly copy paste this command in our local terminal. So let me open command prompt. So here we have our local Windows PC command prompt, and if I paste this command and if I run it, it will throw some error. Let's wait for a while. Okay, so now here you can see it is saying permission denied, and this is all because SSH works on public private key. So in our local host, in our local terminal, we need to provide our public key. So in that case, if you don't have your public key, you need to generate it, and this is what exactly mentioned here. This SSH keygen command will generate public key for you. So I'll type SSH keygen. Okay, and it will ask me a couple of questions regarding what will be the name of this key file. So I will say, let's say demo1. Okay, and then it will ask me passphrase. If you want to add any password, you can add it, but I will keep it empty and I'll click on enter. Then it will ask for the password confirmation, so I will press it again, and then we have our key generated. If you see this demo1.pub file, this is our public key. Once we have this public key, we can try to establish connection with our server terminal. So the command is ssh-i, and we need to provide name of our key file. So in our case it is demo1. Alright, and then we need to copy the host name. So you don't have to copy the entire command because we have already typed SSH. So copy from this up to the end, and then I'll simply paste it here. If I click enter, let's wait for a while. Okay, now if you see, now I'm inside this host. So I have connected to our instance. So if you see here, we have 192.168.0.8, and this is exactly what we have here locally. So technically I am inside terminal of our launched instance. Now if I type ls, currently we don't have anything in this folder, so let's create new directory. Let's say demo. Okay, and if I type ls, we have one directory now. Now if I do the same thing in our cloud terminal, here also we can see the demo folder is available. Okay, whatever the command we used to write and execute in this cloud terminal, now all those commands we can run it here. Okay, and it will work same. But the benefit that we were discussing is now we can copy paste commands. Let's say if I want to copy paste this address, I cannot do it here, but if I try to do the same thing here, let me copy once again. Now I can paste it here. This is the additional benefit of using your local Windows terminal instead of using your cloud terminal. I hope you understood this entire video. So I think that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video.